New topic for Ryan on Gaming. This comes from Fabricio Kasich. New topic. Hey Ryan, I believe people who love video games are in some cases treated like they have some health problem. I'm not saying that technology addiction doesn't exist, but if you invest the same amount of time into movies or gastronomy, for example, your family would be really proud of you. Would probably be proud of you. What's your personal experience and what do you think about this? Yeah, that's absolutely the thing. I mean, this is a little bit of a one of those topics where there's no like concrete answer to this, but in the most general aspect, it's like a generational thing, you know. A lot of the older people, your older parents and things. I mean, they were born in a generation where games where not only were they new, but they were not mainstream, and they were still considered very much a child's toy, something like that, and that's just how they were brought up. There's really nothing you can do about that, other than try to explain to them, this is actually a mainstream thing now. It's a big deal. The games industry produces more money than movies and music. Hey, games aren't what they were back in the day. I mean, we've got major actors and actresses playing in games now. Tell them Kevin Spacey's in the new Call of Duty. Ellen Page was in Beyond Two Souls. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to kind of convince them about that, but otherwise, I mean, that is the thing. They're just from a generation where times were different, and you really can't blame them for that. They're just a little bit ignorant of what things are, of how things are today, basically. And for that to sort of change is just time is what's going to help that. When we grow up to be, the next generation of parents and everything, I mean, that's the thing, like the world's next doctors, lawyers, and even the U.S. president are going to be people that grew up playing Grand Theft Auto 3 and, going on a rampage or something. So it's just a matter of time, really, where we will get to that point where we are the whole world has this clear understanding where games are a passionate thing, and for a lot of people it's a real hobby, it's a real career for people if they go into development or whatever it is they want to do within the games industry. It's one of those things. My personal experience has thankfully been very well. I mean, I had my mom was very supportive of it, my grandparents were very supportive of it, and they just it was one of those things where, like, I knew I wanted to work in the games industry. I didn't really know what I wanted to do or anything like that. But it was just like they knew that I wanted to do something with games. They knew that gaming was really important to me, and they just were like, they were about it, like whatever it was that I was doing at the time, they were very helpful about it. I mean, I used to like skate a lot when I was a kid, and they were very supportive of that. They bought me a ramp, a rail, my boards. They would drive me to the skate park and things like that. They signed me up for like a skate camp one time when I was really young. That was a whole lot of fun. And I was just, I was playing a lot of games, so they'd buy me my PlayStation games, they bought me my hardware and everything. They, went to like garage sales with me where I would hunt for some older video games, and that's when I got into some Nintendo stuff too. And they were okay with it. And, the interesting thing is my mom specifically was really cool about it. My mom's the kind of person who she gets it. She was the kind of person, she grew up and she grew up kind of like she was a bad kid, basically. She was smoking, drinking, and doing all that. She was like a typical bad teen, basically, growing up. And she had me, which was like a little bit of an accident, oopsie daisy. But she was that person, right, where she came from like an upbringing where like she totally gets it. Kids are going to do what they want to do. They're going to spend their time however they want to spend their time. And with my mom specifically, like it was like almost to the point where she was too understanding, just beyond video games. There was multiple times where going through my, high school years and everything, she would tell me, it's okay if you want to drink or anything, just be responsible. Like, Ryan, it's okay if you smoke weed, but, just be careful hiding it or whatever, or blah, blah, blah. She's like, it's all right if you want to try cigarettes or something. Like, it's okay. I did it too. I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, chill out, man. Because I don't even admittedly do any of those things. I don't drink or smoke, or I don't do any of that shit. But, like, she would let me, is the crazy thing about it. Like, with video games, I remember when the Wii and the PlayStation 3 came out, and I couldn't get a PlayStation 3 on launch day. I missed pre-orders for that. I had to like get one like 2 weeks after, where I got lucky and found a unit in a store. But for the Wii, I knew when the pre-orders were going to be going up for like GameStop. Like, I knew like what day they were going to like let people come into the store and actually pre-order the Wii. And so like I just walked into a room one day and I was just like, Wii pre-orders are tomorrow. I'm not going to go to school because I have to go secure a unit. I had to go to the store at 9 a.m. and be there at the front door and get my pre-order. And she was like, all right. So the next day I did not go to school. I went straight to GameStop. I waited there for about 2 hours in the cold, and I got my pre-order for a Wii, and I got my Wii on launch day, which is good too because the fucking Wii was difficult to get after that. So I'm glad I got my Wii on launch day. But you know, she helped me out with that. I was like super excited for MotorStorm when it was coming out on PS3 back in 2006. Or did that game come out I think it came out in 2007. Yeah, March 2007. Either way, I was super excited for that. So I was just like, Mom, a game's coming out tomorrow, and I'm not gonna go to school tomorrow. I want to go and get it. And the most amazing part about that is I skipped school, went to the store to go get MotorStorm at like 9 in the morning. I showed up at the wrong day. I'm so fucking stupid. I showed up the wrong day. I walked into the store at 9 in the morning. I was the first customer, and he's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "MotorStorm," and he's just like, "Tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, you motherfucker!" So you're damn right. I skipped the next day. I skipped 2 days in a row. Walked in the next day. Actually, we got there early. I went with a buddy, and I was waiting outside, and I was sitting down on the chair, like right next to, like, it was in a plaza, so there was like a bench right near GameStop. So me and my friend sat down at the bench and waited for like the manager to come open the door, and he's like opening the door, and he looks at us, and he's like, "What are you here for?" And me and my buddy just looked at each other, and we went, "MotorStorm!" And he just was like, "Fucking whatever." We'll open the door, and we got our copy, and we came back home. Ironic too, because the game's not split screen or anything, so we couldn't like play it together or anything, but we just wanted to play the game and like enjoy like, you know, what that game was, which was like, it was really pretty looking at the time, and we loved the physics and everything. But yeah, she was really supportive of that. You know, you'll notice I'm not mentioning my dad. My dad's not in the picture, but yeah, my mom and my grandparents were very supportive of it. My grandparents too. They would buy me tons of games. They were like, I was an only child too, so my grandparents would spoil the shit out of me. So I was very lucky in that sense. But to get to your original point, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people are just if they're older and they're from a different, you know, time period, it's just like that's just what they knew. It's like this goes into like my opinion a little bit of like racism and you know, gay marriage and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, that stuff's finally going to go away once more and more of like older generations die off, and more younger folks come in and start taking over and start taking higher ranking responsible jobs, whether it's, you know, tattoos in the workplace or gay marriage, which finally has been making great strides recently in America and everything. Racism is actually going up, it seems, which is fucking absurd, but yeah, that's kind of it's kind of like the overarching idea of it, which is that games are in a much better place now, and the people that don't get it, it's understandable that they don't get it. Fabricio, thank you so much for that topic. That was a really good one. If I would rank your topic, I'm giving that's looking at a good 9 out of 10. I mean, maybe even close to a 10. I don't know. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to just hand out 10s like I'm some sort of easy cop-out reviewer, but it was a pretty good topic. And if you have a topic that you think rivals Fabricio's topic, by all means, write it in the comments below, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And then maybe I'll rank it at the end too. We'll see how you guys stack up to each other. Thank you all for watching this topic, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take it easy, guys.